Paul Farmer, the significance of people, I know there are folks in the room right now who have supported you, and what that means for your organization, for Partners in Health.
Well, I was thinking, as Matt was speaking, there's actually a group of musicians here tonight from Canada, which is, I got to ask Sarah Palin, I think that's to the north of here. But, they use their celebrity to help in a very pragmatic way, and so I'm very grateful, and I agree, Matt, with what Linda said. It makes a big difference. They have not only supported us with their celebrity. When I say support, I was the lead singer of this group. I'm still a little bit bitter because at 45 years old, I went to the first rock concert of my life. Again, nerd. When it was theirs, and when I got there, maybe I was 46, when I got there, they offered me earplugs. But anyway, I rejected those. But I noticed that the lead singer, who's an American, had written in Haitian Creole on his guitar, "Sac vide pas camper." An empty sack can't stand up. It's an anti-hunger slogan from Haiti. So there's this symbolic gesture, because so many young people listen to their music, or Wyclef's music for that matter. But then also one of the things they did was to, even much more pragmatic solidarity, which was to link their concert tour revenue, every dollar or every euro of it, to Partners in Health. And that, I can't do that. I mean, I'm a great singer, granted, and I was particularly good in my acting career. But, we doctors, nurses, the people in this room from Partners in Health who are in procurement, who maybe we do know how to build hospitals. We do know how to build healthcare systems. We know how to train community health workers. But we certainly can't survive in an economic circumstance like this one, or after the hurricanes in Haiti. We need something more than donors. What we need is supporters, because we want to create in this town certainly a community of concern. I think we have created a community of concern, and I think there are a lot of Partners in Health supporters here. That's what it means to me. It means not only that people are going to be more aware about Haiti and the need to do the things that we've talked about this evening, but also people are going to make sure that good work with effects, as Matt said, with outcomes, is going to continue to be supported.
Talking about good works, Jared Lopez writes, I have acquired an orphanage in Opesh, Haiti. How would I go about building resources for 50 children in a small village?
How do you
I'm
acquire
just
an
reading the
orphanage?
question.
Privatization. Get down on eBay, like where Sarah Palin sold her plane. All right, Sarah Palin jokes are over now. That's so 2008. How would you get what? Procure what? I was like in my own reverie.
Building resources for 50 children in a small village.
Well, one of the things that I would caution, first of all, I'd be glad to talk about the pragmatics about building resources around school, instruction, basic medical care, et cetera. That I'd be glad to talk about, after this. But one of the things that struck me is that there are a lot of orphans who aren't really orphans. They're separated from a living parent, or even two, by poverty. And so these orphanages they rise and fall with the economic tides. And that is troubling to me, because people think about that there must be tens of millions of orphans out there who need either a family or to be in an orphanage. I'm not so sure. What they may need, to have food security in their house, or to be able to go to school, or not to be a child servant. And that's really a reflection not of being parentless, but being very poor, being born to a poor family. I say that, I have an adopted child, but I can count on two hands the number of children who I have seen over the last 25 years abandoned in Haiti completely. Babies, in any case. So we need to be aware that one of the things maybe what this person can do is to use that orphanage as an entry point to think very seriously about child survival, about poverty and inequality, about making sure that kids do not have to be separated from their parents because of extreme poverty. And again, on the pragmatics of procurement and building and all that, I'd be glad to talk, but be careful.
Why is Haiti so much poorer than other Caribbean countries with similar natural resources or lack thereof? And the question goes on to say, why are there so many more Haitian immigrants to the U.S. than from other Caribbean countries?
Matt, you want to take that?
Yeah, you want me to take it?
I'll just start, because everybody here has something to say about that. To understand Haiti's dire poverty, you do need to have a very, and I don't want to sound nerdy again, but you have to have a historically deep and geographically broad analysis. You cannot understand, well, thank you. Why didn't my thesis advisor applaud at Harvard when I did that? And my first book, which sold 12 copies, all of them found in my mother's closet in Orlando later. But
that book's The Uses of Haiti, which was the second book I read when I went down to Haiti in 1994, and it's still one of the best things I've ever seen written about Haiti.
Well, thank you. But back to this notion, which sounds so straightforward, historically deep and geographically broad. Do not believe for a minute that you can understand Haitian poverty without understanding the transatlantic slave trade, without understanding the economy of France, the gorgeous cities of Bordeaux and Paris, built on the back of Haitian slavery. Don't think... You're welcome, dear.
And can you just comment that despite that, Haiti had to pay an enormous debt to France for decades?
And never in the history of the world has anything so terrible or absurd been encountered. So Haiti, the Haitian people who had been in majority enslaved, fight the greatest army in the world, Napoleon's, and then, of course, the Americans chipping in on whose side? Napoleon's. The French getting involved, the Spanish. So beat back all of these armies. 80,000 people, men, set sail from Europe to retake Haiti, and 80,000 people failed miserably. The Haitians won their own independence fair and square, and then to have to pay for their own liberation, pay France 125 German francs is obscene.
Which comes to?
Well, according to some economists, it comes to about $20 billion adjusting for inflation. But it's a lot of money. So historically deep, geographically broad. Don't think you can understand Haiti's deforestation without understanding the American occupation or Haitian political structures post-1915 without looking at the U.S. occupation. So on and on it goes, and don't forget the role of racism. In the 19th century, why did the United States send no envoy to the only other independent nation in Latin America? And Brian's already mentioned, and Linda's already mentioned. So to understand Haiti's dire poverty, it's really important to understand history and economy. And why? Because what are the default explanations for Haiti's poverty? Haitian culture, Haitian psychology, Haitian cognitive deficits, Haitian attitudes, on and on the list goes. But it's a list that conveniently erases all of history so that we don't have to see that we actually had a big role in making Haiti the way it is.
In your line of work, Dr. Farmer, you must face many disappointments, frustrations, and setbacks. What keeps you motivated to face another day's challenges? That question put to you by the Boston teens.
By Boston teens? Like teenagers?
I think
None
so.
of your business. No. I was going to say action movies, and you would think I was just saying that for Matt. But what? Teens in print. Oh, it's like an interview. So it's like going into a public venue. All right. Well, one thing I will say to you teens in print is be part of a team. Be part of a team like the team I'm lucky enough to be part of. I'll give you a little example. I have members of my team here tonight, and I'm very lucky to work with them. Also working with thousands of people who can't be here because they could never get a plane ticket or a visa. But when Partners in Health went to Africa to work in Rwanda, Lesotho, Malawi, who do you think went with us? The Haitians. Oh yeah, the Haitians went with us to help launch these projects. So if you want to keep motivated, because there are lots of disappointments, a patient's death, a project that fails, or another coup, more violence. And I'm looking at one of my best friends who was a student of mine many years ago. We were in Haiti during the last coup, and it was really violent and ugly, as the one before that had been. And it's very, very distressing. And, but work with a big team, because when you're working with a team, someone on that team will always be full of vigor and energy and optimism when you need it. That's my best advice.
Mm.
Great advice.